My name is Daniel Reeves, and if someone had told me years ago that the woman I married would one day abandon me at a gas station 200 miles from home as a prank, I would have laughed, because back then I truly believed Claire was the one stable and kind part of my life. Her sisters Jenna and Melissa were always unpredictable, always loud, always crossing lines, but Claire had always presented herself as the calm one, the reasonable one, the one who would protect me from their chaos. And for a long time I believed that was true. I believed she saw me as her partner, someone she cherished, someone she would never humiliate. But the day her sisters decided to prank me, no, the day they decided to teach me a lesson they thought I deserved, everything I believed about Claire shattered into dust that still floats behind me when I think about those years. It was supposed to be a simple drive to her parents' lake house for a long weekend. I had worked all week, exhausted and running on caffeine, and Claire insisted I needed fresh air and family time, even though I always felt like an outsider around her sisters. They mocked my job, mocked my quiet personality, mocked the way I talked, dressed, even breathed. Claire always told me they were harmless, that it was just their humor that I needed to loosen up. And because I loved her, I tried harder than anyone should ever have to try just to be tolerated. When we left that morning, I was the one driving, of course, because her sisters claimed they were too tired from staying up late watching reality shows. They were giggling in the backseat, whispering, laughing at things I couldn't hear fully but could sense were about me. Claire kept telling me, "Ignore them, babe, they don't mean anything by it," but their voices felt like needles poking at my patience. Still, I stayed quiet. I had grown used to swallowing discomfort to keep the peace. We stopped at a gas station halfway there. I went inside to grab snacks and a drink. When I walked out with a bag in my hand, the parking spot where our car had been was empty. Completely empty. For a full minute I thought maybe I was losing my mind, that maybe I was in the wrong row, maybe I had parked somewhere else. But no, the car was gone. I waited, believing they were messing with me, that they'd circle around laughing. But 5 minutes passed, 10 minutes, 20, and my stomach tightened with a fear I had never felt before. I called Claire. No answer. I called again, straight to voicemail. I tried Jenna. No response. Melissa declined. Then my phone buzzed with a message from Claire. "Figure it out yourself, face with tears of joy. You always say you're resourceful." My chest went cold. My hands shook as I read it again and again, hoping I misunderstood, hoping this was not what it looked like. But it was exactly what it looked like. They left me, deliberately, hundreds of miles away. No wallet. I had left it in the car's console. No charger, no jacket. Just my phone, my frustration, and a growing sense of humiliation deeper than anything I had felt in my life. Hours passed. People came and went. The sun dipped lower in the sky. Eventually, a truck driver named Al approached and asked if I needed help. He let me sit in his truck, charge my phone, drink some water, and he even offered to buy me dinner when he saw the state I was in. And while I explained what had happened, he listened without judgment. Then he said something I would never forget. "Son, people who love you don't abandon you. Not physically, not emotionally, not ever." That night, Al drove me halfway back to town, and a kind elderly couple took me the rest of the way. Claire came home the next morning acting like nothing happened. She walked in with a box of pastries, smiling like she brought me a prize. "Babe, you made it home. See, we knew you could do it. It was just a prank. Relax. Just a prank. Just a prank to leave your husband stranded hundreds of miles away, without food, without money, without anything." Something inside me quietly tore. Over the next days, she apologized only when I looked upset, but every apology was soaked with excuses. My sisters pushed me. "We didn't think you'd take it so seriously. You're being dramatic. It was supposed to be funny." Weeks passed. I couldn't sleep beside her. I couldn't look at her without remembering the cold asphalt beneath my feet, the way passers-by stared at me like I was a lost child, the way humiliation wrapped around me like a choking fog. One night, unable to listen to her laughter anymore, I walked out. I didn't take clothes, I didn't take sentimental things, I didn't take anything except my phone. I disappeared. I moved to a small coastal town 2 hours away, took a job fixing cars at a mechanic shop, rented a room above a bakery where the smell of bread woke me every morning. I rebuilt my life from dust. I learned to cook. I learned to breathe without feeling small. I learned to enjoy silence that wasn't filled with judgment. I learned who I was without Claire's sisters mocking me. I learned who I was without Claire defending them instead of me. 3 years passed. My beard grew. My muscles grew. My confidence grew. I made friends, real ones this time. I created a quiet, steady, peaceful life that felt like finally coming up for air after drowning for years. Then one morning while repairing an engine, my phone buzzed violently, over and over. When I checked it, my heart nearly stopped. Claire, a name I hadn't seen in years, a name I had blocked everywhere except apparently not on this number. The notification stunned me. 89 missed calls. 57 voicemails. 14 long messages, all from Claire. I stared at the phone, unable to breathe. It rang again, and like a reflex, I answered. Claire's voice broke into sobs the moment she heard me breathe. "Danny, oh my God, please tell me it's you. I've been searching for you for so long." I didn't speak. She talked through tears, telling me she had left her sisters, gone to therapy, realized how toxic they were, realized how deeply she had hurt me, realized she had destroyed our marriage with one single act of cruelty disguised as humor. She begged me to come home, begged me to just talk to her, begged for a second chance. But home was the place I had to escape to survive. Home was where I learned what betrayal felt like with the face of someone I once loved. I looked around the mechanic shop, the tools, the sunlight, the dust in the air, the peace I found here, and I finally spoke. "I did figure it out myself," I said softly, "just like you wanted." She sobbed harder, begged me not to hang up, said she was sorry, said she had changed. But some wounds don't heal by reopening them. Some wounds heal by never touching them again. I hung up, didn't block her, didn't curse her, didn't return. I simply walked outside, breathed the cool morning air, and went back to my life. Because sometimes the greatest revenge is becoming someone who no longer belongs to the people who once broke you, and sometimes closure isn't a conversation or forgiveness. Sometimes closure is simply not going back.